It's time to unbox the latest parcel from Funstock, so let's get inside. As you can probably guess, this means more cartridges for the Evercade, and there is a bonus piece of merch as well. So this time we have the t-shirt, which is pretty cool. Anime style logo there, and then we have two cartridges in this, so we have numbers 50 and 51, so we'll have a look at number 50 first. Activision Collection 2 multi-game cartridge, 15 8-bit games included. So of course Activision, one of the first third-party publishers. This contains boxing, checkers, Cosmic Commuter, Dragster, H.E.R.O, Moonsweeper, OINK, Pitfall II Lost Caverns, Plaque Attack, Raid 2, Robot Tank, Seaquest, Skiing, Spider Fighter, and Stampede. And you can see the screenshots there. H.E.R.O, Pitfall II, Spider Fighter. Go back to the 80s with the second collection of 8-bit Activision hits. And inside we have, this is rather cool, some nice little stickers. Inspired by the Activision patches from back in the day. Number 50, Activision Collection 2 on the cartridge itself. And as ever, we have the nice little manual about Activision, one of the first third-party publishers. So there's boxing, which you see from above. So you can play two players on the versus or the alpha. Checkers, one or two players alternating control. Cosmic Commuter. Now this is a different one. This John Van Ryzen, who also did H.E.R.O. So you have to pick people up, make sure you don't run out of fuel. Dragster from David Crane, which has a fascinating story behind it with the world record. And the idea being, you've got to select choose between game modes, press start to begin each race. Your controller is both the clutch and gear shift for your Dragster. A is your gas pedal. You shift gears, you clutch by pushing left, and shift by letting it spring back to the centre. You must clutch and shift between each gear. You cannot downshift. And also be careful not to blow your engine. H.E.R.O, helicopter emergency rescue operation. With Roderick H.E.R.O, your control. So you have the helicopter backpack, the helmet mounted laser, and the dynamite to blow through the walls. Moonsweeper, cool 3D effect there, designed by Bob Smith, and they recently found the long lost VIC-20 version of that. Now OINK is not to be confused with a later game on the Commodore 64 about the UK comic OINK. This is by Mike Lorenzen, who went on to be part of Accolade. It scores as many points as possible by helping the pigs patch up their houses, protecting them from the wolf. Pitfall II The Lost Caverns, another David Crane design, and of course in the original cartridge there was an extra chip to improve the music and store the bigger game. Good fun. Plaque Attack from Steve Cartwright. Raid 2, Dan Kitchen developed this one. This time you can control your altitude and your speed, fire missiles and drop torpedoes. You can also then have an option to have guided shots. Robot Tank, which is renamed for this appearance by Alan Miller, based on a classic arcade game. I'm sure you can guess which one. Good 3D effect on that. Seaquest again from Steve Cartwright, Save the Divers, Avoid the Fish. Skiing, another title from Bob Whitehead, and then different games based on your selection. Spider Fighter, which got a Commodore 64 adaptation recently, so stop the spiders stealing your fruit. Stampede, where you got to lasso the cattle. Vert for the XPR and the Versus R, and then the other new release is Mega Cat Studios Collection 3. So Mega Cat producing and publishing new games for old consoles. So these are 8 and 16-bit games, and there's 10 included. You see we've got a PEGI rating 3 on the Activision Collection, PEGI rating 7 here, so this is number 51. Modern Retro Indies return to Evercade. Flap Happy, Gravibots, Guntner, Gumball In Trick-Or-Treat Land, Kudzu, Machine Cave, The Meeting, Plyuk, Rocket Panda, and Super Fanger. I've just recently reviewed a couple of these for Retro Gamer. And once again, we've got the advert there and how to follow them on social media, and some cool Mega Cat Studios stickers there. Cartridge 51. So as you may have seen before, you plug it into the Evercade and you can see the cartridge title on the back, and it clips back into there. So Mega Cat Studios Collection 3 for these homebrew titles, been around since 2015. You do need to update your Evercade machine to the latest firmware. Should be compatible with most Evercade hardware. Super Pocket may be dependent on the firmware. Excuse me. Flap Happy from Refresh Games. Take on Goldest Guide, Flappy through mysterious and dangerous mazes. Gravibots from Retro Souls. Get ready to flip out. You need to flip gravity to clear the screen of evil robots. Guntner. Shoot 'em up. So you got Quark Cannon, Chaos Cannon, change speeds. Kudzu. Is that an RPG? Machine Cave from H.E.R.O. So that's a physics-based game, so you move your craft through the maze. The Meeting from Mega Cat Studios. Platformer there, not familiar with that game yet. Plyuk, another title from Retro Souls. Now this is interesting. You're the little character. Plyuk, created in a laboratory, and he can clone himself. So you can create pillars of Plyuk clones to climb on. Of course, the aim is to find the key to open the exit to get out of the level. Rocket Panda from Space Pants Games. You got a jetpack, you're a panda. Super Fanger from Beakful Bits, designed for the Super Nintendo. So it's a 16-bit game here. It's basically a game of tag. So in the one-player mode, you've got to burst the bubbles while avoiding the nasty players. A second player can help you. Or in two-player, you have to chase the other. There's 4 characters, 2 unlocked at the start to be unlocked by performing certain things. And then there's power-ups there. And finally, Gumball In Trick-Or-Treat Land by Exquisite Laundry Pet Interactive LLC. So this is a role-playing game. And if you're a fan of things like Undertale, then you'll definitely enjoy the quirky humour here. So you've been transported from a gumball machine into another world. So you go to Trick-Or-Treat Land, where the magic scarecrow says he'll help you, but you need to recover his spell book and then the magic patches to restore his powers. So you fight turn-based battles against the enemies. You find items, carry out quests for people. It's great fun. Love the sense of humour. There's the indie collection, some of the previous titles. So you've got the Indie Heroes set, the Home Computer Heroes. Then we've got Roadcraft DX, which is a special for Evercade. The Alpha. So there's Capcom and Street Fighter editions there. And as usual, these carts compatible with all Evercade hardware and some Super Pockets. So thanks once again to Funstock and Evercade for latest additions to my collection. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned to the channel for more unboxing, retro shelf, merch stand and gameplay videos.